Hello guys, how's it going? Whitestorm here from the Royal Air Force Video Gaming and Esports Association and the commander of the RGN Chieftains. Today we've got a fantastic video by the one, the only Hubster, Leon, my good friend, currently looking forward to a wonderful deployment away for a couple of months. One of his last games that he's going to be doing with us, unfortunately, for a few months, and it's an absolute cracker. So here we go. I'm going to dive straight in and we're going to have an amazing time seeing how he reacts, at analysing him and all the good stuff that comes along with that. So let's have a look. What is he playing and what tank is he going to be playing, more importantly? Alrighty, as you can see, he is on the Himmelsdorf map. He is in the Object 277. It's a tier 10 game with tier 9s down there at the bottom. Let's have a look at the teams real quickly. So we're sitting with 3 heavies each. We've got a bit of problems here with this 140. It always happens at the start of Himmelsdorf. They've got an FE 4005, big damage there to be scared of. They've got the perfect ridgeline camper, the Super Conqueror, and in the opposite corner from Hubster he has the IS-7 to contend with, along with an E5, which can be an issue occasionally. I think it's an E5 that we're going to be looking for. Could be the E3 I'm thinking of. So anyway, he's come to the D8 corner and he's looking to start trading with the IS-7. Hopefully the trades will go in his favour. Looks like we've got 3 tanks going the hill. One of our heavy tanks has gone the hill, and the 1, 2, 3 line, they're sitting relatively static, just looking at each other. The EBR 90 on our team has made a very fantastic play. He's having a look at he's proxy spotting, in fact, the 263, and may get some counterplays by the Ruth 251. Hopefully the 140 will be able to help him out there, as the Ruth starts making flanking maneuvers around on the EBR 90. Meanwhile, Leon has had a decent shot at the IS-7. The IS-7 has not managed to retaliate yet, not successfully anyway, and it's the E3 that comes and decides to start playing on this side of the map. The IS-7 fires HE. This HE has done 94 hit points of damage. A bit of a waste of time, really, on reload time. Maybe the guy hasn't adjusted to the new patch. 1.13 has recently come out, and it has created absolute pandemonium. For me, though, yesterday, for instance, I played 52 battles and had a 60% win rate. At points throughout the day that I played, I was up at 70-odd% win rate. This new thing, it suits me down to the ground. Heavy tanks have become powerful again. That's right, armor means something. I say that in full knowledge and awareness there that the subject of our analysis today, Leon, has actually dabbed that 2 keys, loaded the gold, as he begins to make a play away from the IS-7, considering other options now. The game is going in our favour. We're currently sitting at plus 4,000 hit points on the enemy team, and we are a tank up. But yes, Leon's dabbed the 2 key, which means he's got the premium ammunition, the very expensive, high explosive anti-tank rounds ready to go, and he's looking to make a play, maybe thinking about taking out the Super Conqueror. The Super Conqueror is making a play, and considering his options, it looks like the 0 line has completely lost out, which is what's made Leon react, as Leon has to think about how he's going to save the flank, because if he'd have stayed where he was, the M103 finally reacting too on our own team, they would have had side shots into the back of him. Maybe they'd been able to come round and hurt him as he starts trading with the STRV 103, tier 9 Swedish tank destroyer, very strong tank. Not really the perfect map for it though, and we're going to see if we can get some shots into it. No, we cannot. I'm not sure if that hit something in front of him. If there was maybe a... Yes, I think it did hit the rubble that he was behind. So Russian accuracy once again. That's the second shot there, failing to really help us out as the STRV successfully puts a 387 damaging shot into the front of Leon here. And Leon, considering his options, decides to take the shot as the 103B, the tier 10 counterpart to that tier 9 tank destroyer from Sweden, comes round and starts helping him out. He's got side shots in here and is punished. Absolutely destroyed. That was a terrible mistake by the 103B. As he puts a HE shell again into the front of Leon in his 277. Very nicely rounded and modified German, Russian heavy tank there. I'd say it's more of a medium heavy tank. It's not super heavy. It's not. It's more of a kind of a breakthrough, an assault tank, one that uses more speed and decent gun handling at the close, mid to close range, I would suggest. So it's not really a long range sniper. So Leon really getting the best out of this tank as he uses that speed and engine power to begin to put pressure up onto the hill, where he's going to find a currently still spotted Super Conqueror. Currently, Leon's team has 2,000 more hit points than the enemy team, so the enemy team have clawed back 1,000 hit points in total, but currently both teams are looking a bit spread out and a bit thin. I would suggest if they manage to take the hill, map control will be with Leon's team. But currently I would suggest that it's in the favour of the opponents, as the AMX 5120 is spotted making a break down the 8 line, down Banana Road as we call it, in towards the cap area. Leon takes a shot from the E50, decides to ignore it, and goes to take out the immediate threat of the Super Conqueror. Super Conqueror, clearly blind, is taking fire at our own guys down in the D3 area, so able to easily pick that up as we get a long shot here at the FE 4005 British tank destroyer. Very powerful tank that can hit you for about 1200 on a good day. So Hesh rounds there, and that tank is then dealt with. The game has dramatically changed, going up 3,000 more hit points than the enemy team, as Leon uses his mobility to push down onto the E50, but the E50, it would appear, has in fact run away. He's considering his options, maybe looking for a different opponent to play with. The STRV 103 has been flanked and is probably going to be out of the game shortly. So that leaves everybody on the hill as the last remaining people to be dealt with for the enemy team. Meanwhile, Leon tries to make some angles. He spots the E50. More than likely the STRV spotting him, in fact. The E50 is going to be a 2-shot. He's not paying attention. Leon waits for a side shot, a flat panel, takes that and completes the damage part of his mission. Leon then correctly angles his tank, blocks 390 APCR, so the expensive ammunition, by the E50, who's wanting to make sure of his shots and finding no way through. He then attempts to use his mobility, but doesn't wait the 10 seconds for being spotted before turning around, so Leon can continue forward to tackle the AMX 5120, the French heavy autoloader. French heavy autoloader is clearly looking in the direction of where the E50 is. Leon's able to poke round confidently, especially with the 1,300 or so hit points that he's got, and he manages to secure the second part of his mission, which is basically defend the cap circle. Very difficult to do this mission occasionally, as he's beginning to get recognition from his M103 teammate, and all of a sudden the enemy team is stuck with the Waffenträger Panzer IV all by his lonesome on 87 hit points. That is a wrap, guys. What a great game. Well done, Leon, as he goes in and destroys the last guy on the team. Happy days. Well done, Leon. That is absolutely fantastic. You've played brilliantly. I hope you have a wonderful time on your deployment. Hopefully events around with all the COVID and stuff and it will enable all of the RGN Chieftains to start being able to socialize, and best of luck, buddy. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.